In case you've been living under a rock and don't have any friends and only recently got access to the internet, let us break some sad news to you. Brangelina is no more. Yeah, I know, it sucks. But since news of the power couple's split broke, it feels like we haven't heard about anything but Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, but there's actually still a ton that you probably don't know about him. So we're breaking down 16 weird facts about Brad Pitt right here on Listed. He may seem like a total softie at heart, but dude knows a thing or two about guns. And we have his Missouri roots to thank for this one. He said, quote, "I got my grandfather's shotgun when I was in kindergarten," meaning he's technically been a gun owner since the age of 6. He fired his first handgun when he was just 8, which is totally common where he grew up because he said it's considered a rite of passage to inherit your ancestors' guns in Missouri. Interesting. Next up, Brad was this close to becoming a journalist. That's what he was majoring in when he was in college, but ended up dropping out with just 2 weeks left before graduation to make the trek to LA to try his hand at acting. His first job in LA was literally the kind of thing you see in the movies. Brad had to dress as a chicken and dance around to entice customers to come in and dine at a local El Pollo Loco.
Yes, he was.
No.
That's both embarrassing and endearing, right? Considering he's now one of the biggest A-list stars in the world. But in 1999, Brad had to deal with the dark side of fame when a 19-year-old fan broke into his Hollywood home and dressed in his clothes. What makes it even creepier is that she was there for 10 hours before anyone noticed. Brad and his first wife, friend star Jennifer Aniston, were set up on a blind date by their agents, proving once and for all that blind dates aren't all bad. Sadly, the magic didn't last forever. They split in 2005 after 5 years of marriage, but you guys know the story. He may have been banned from Jen's home at the time, but one place he's banned from visiting for eternity is China. Seriously, he was banned after starring in 7 Years in Tibet, which depicts China's takeover of Tibet. It's such a controversial topic that it got him banned from the whole country. Brad's commercials are also banned in parts of the world.
Shake your bum bum, 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 shake your bum bum.
He did a series of commercials for the Toyota Altis, but they were banned in Malaysia because authorities believed that seeing too much of Brad would make Malaysian men feel inferior. The logic is sound, but it's still a bummer that all of Malaysia is missing out on extra Brad. Brad Pitt loves acting, you guys, but he's not above taking a kick-ass internship to brush up on some new skills. He's a huge architecture buff, and he loves the craft so much that he did an informal apprenticeship at the office of renowned architect Frank Gehry. In fact, Pitt got so into his whole design hobby that he actually released his own line of high-concept furniture. The oh-so-chic collection included a marble bathtub big enough for 2 and a glass dining table with a geometric base. Basically, if acting ever doesn't work out, Brad has a solid backup plan. But acting almost didn't work out for Brad in the 90s when he almost called it quits. We know what you're thinking. The 90s were when Brad Pitt really hit his prime. That's true, but all that success put him in a pretty dark place, as he recalled, saying, quote, "I got really sick of myself at the end of the 90s. I was hiding out from the celebrity thing. I was smoking way too much dope. I was sitting on the couch and just turning into a donut. And I really got irritated with myself. What's the point? I know better than this." Thankfully, he stuck with it, because I mean, Ocean's 11 had to happen, am I right?
It's not in my nature to be mysterious, but I can't talk about it, and I can't talk about why.
In a pinch, Pitt could probably pilot his own private jet. He got his pilot license and was reportedly inspired to get it because Angelina Jolie was into flying. We're bummed they didn't work out, but at least Brad picked up a valuable skill as a result of the relationship. In 1986, when Pitt first took the leap of faith to move to Los Angeles and become an actor, he only had $325 in his pocket and he crashed on Melissa Etheridge's couch. That apartment must have been an actual magnet for talent. And Etheridge isn't the only celeb Pitt knew before they both became mega famous. In 5th grade, he was in the same class with funny man and SNL alum David Spade. How many elementary schools can boast those kind of stats? David Spade aside, if you meet Brad Pitt once and then meet him again, he probably won't remember you, but it's nothing personal. Pitt believes he suffers from prosopagnosia, which is the inability to remember faces. He doesn't want to be disrespectful, but remembering casual acquaintances can be nearly impossible with the condition. The Jolie Pitt kids don't know anything about their parents that they don't learn the old-fashioned way by either talking to them or snooping around the house. Brad and Angelina blocked their names on Google so their kids can't search them and get get sucked into what the internet has to say about them. Smart. He revealed, quote, "On all the kids' computers, we had our names blocked. They can't Google their mom and dad. I don't want to make myself dependent on what other people think." Some solid parenting if you ask me. Brad is also a total romantic. Back when he was still with Jennifer Aniston, it's rumored that he learned Greek because Jen has Greek origins and he wanted to be closer to her. We can only wonder what kinds of romantic gestures he made for Angelina during their 12 years together. R.I.P.
Favorite gift to give?
Favorite gift to give? Love.
And finally, that concludes our list of 16 weird facts about Brad Pitt. But now I'm turning it over to you guys. Did you find any of these facts totally shocking, or do you know any other tea about Pitt that we missed? Tell us about it in the comments section below. And after that, don't forget to click right over here to check out celeb stage names and stories behind them. Thanks so much for hanging out with me here on List, you guys. I'm your host, Drew Dorsey, and I'll see you next time.